Hello, this is Joey. I'm with Vulcan Vape, and today I'm going to be showing you guys a little bit about the Innokin iClear16 and the Innokin iClear16D. Let's take a look. So right off the bat, if you've been using the EVOT 2 starter kit, some things you might have seen in a previous video, I'm going to go over basically pretty much any of our clearomizers are going to have a coil unit in them. So with the EVOT 2, I've shown you guys a little bit about the coil that you'll change in there. The EVOT 2 does use a dual coil, and I'm going to show you some advantages of using the iClear16s. These guys are just basically another clearomizer that you can use if you want to. They're going to fit the batteries that you've had before. This kind of threading on here is going to be the Ego threading. This is going to be pretty universal among a lot of the things that we carry and a lot of other vape stores you might have visited carry as well. So if you're worried about iClear16s fitting your batteries or not, you're going to be just fine. So it'll fit on like that. These main two models here, we've got the iClear16. These were kind of an earlier clearomizer that came out. Some main features about it are it's a top loader, meaning that you can unscrew the mouthpiece and fill it up with liquid, and it's also dual coil. You can see that there's some long wicks in there. There's four wicks in there, but there's 2 coils, and those wicks connect to those coils. Same thing goes with the iClear16D. This came out pretty recently. It's the most recent one they've had out, and with this guy, the mouthpiece doesn't come up, and what you want to do is actually fill it from the bottom, so similar to the EVOT 2. Again, these guys take their own coils, so if you have an EVOT 2 and have coils for that, they're not going to fit in these guys. They do take their own. The coils for the iClear16D, they will look like this when you remove them. You can see that it's going to be similar to what you have in here as far as 4 wicks go, except these are really short. There's no need to have long wicks on these guys since they sit at the bottom. So right now, let's take a look at how we're going to fill up the iClear16. Before I fill this up though, I'm going to show you how to change the coil out in it. With these guys, you're going to fill it from the top. So you can unscrew the mouthpiece right here. And when you fill it up, there is a small hole that you want to avoid that's in the center. It's really hard to get liquid down that unless you're deliberately pouring it down there, but still you want to tilt this and fill it up. And the main goal with these guys is just getting those wicks coated with your liquid. So when you fill it up, you can screw that back on. If you ever get a burnt taste, you know it's time to change the coil out in there. And the way you'll change the coil out on these, I recommend doing it over a trash can or a sink. You'll want to unscrew the bottom cap. This is where it gets kind of messy if you have a little bit of liquid in there, but you'll undo like that, and this piece right here will be the coil that you're changing out. So you just want to unscrew it from the base. This will be your base, and this is what your coil is going to look like altogether. So some of the advantages of this guy is I like being able to have it on my battery, and when I need to fill it up, I don't have to unscrew it from the battery, I just unscrew the mouthpiece and I can fill it up with liquid. Moving on to the iClear16D, the bottom dual coil. This one's a little more simplified, not having that removable mouthpiece. It's just one solid plastic part that connects to your base. These guys are press fitted, there's no glue or anything used, so you do want to be cautious if you sit down on this with it in your pocket or anything like that. If you can get some leakage if you're kind of wearing and tearing on it a little bit or having a lot of heat, like in a car or anything like that. If you leave it in your car, the pressure will kind of make it a little bit prone to leaking. When you fill these guys up, we're going to unscrew the bottom cap right here. And this one does have a center hole as well. There's a plastic center hole that leads directly down to the other side. So when you fill these guys up, you're going to take your liquid and just go down the side wall of it like that. If you do get liquid down that center hole, all it's going to do is come out the other end. It's not going to hurt anything. You can usually just shake it out over a paper towel and it'll be good to go. These guys too, with your coil on the base, and that just screws on like that. Again, it's going to use that Ego threading, so it's going to be pretty good for any batteries that are Ego style, anything you find in the starter kit, and you can just screw that on like that. So this is just a quick little overview. The differences you can find between the iClear16 and the iClear16D. If you have a favorite or have any comments you want to make, just leave some below and we'll make sure to cover anything you guys want to be covered in the next video. Thanks for watching. This is Joey with Vulcan Vape. Vape on!